Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Hari Om Tat Sat. Shrimad Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 6, Dhyana Yogam, Sloka number 17. Shri Bhagavanu Vacha Yuktahara Viharasya Yukta Chestasya Karmasu Yukta Swapnavabodhasya Yogo Bhavati Dukkhaha. Lord Shri Krishna, while explaining about the Dhyana Yoga, the process of meditation, for that, as the preparations, Bhagavan told many things about the external practices, external preparations, and the internal preparations. In that, as the last point, Bhagavan told in the 16th and 17th shlokas about the how to be moderate, how the moderation is very important for any spiritual seeker in order to progress in his spiritual sadhana, particularly for the dhyana abhyasa. And in the 17th shloka, we already saw the meaning of this shloka in the last class. Bhagavan says that whoever eats too much or whoever not eat properly or not eats at all, who sleeps over too much or not sleeps at all. To such a extreme persons, this path of yoga, that means the jnana or this path of meditation is very difficult for them. But if you are following the moderation in everything, then this yoga will destroy all your sorrows. That means that this practice of yoga will help you, these preparations, to make you free from the obstacles on the way of this meditation. So, Bhagavan, in this more mainly we are talking about the food aspect and as well as the recreation aspect. Of course, Bhagavan Krishna in forthcoming chapters, once again he is going to talk elaboratedly about the food, how the food is liked by the three different type of people because of their dominance of the guna. Satvika guna, satvika aharam. Rajo guna, rajoguna aharam. Tamo guna and tamo guna aharam. So all these things he is going to elaborately say. So remember that the food is not everything in the life. So we need it, but we should be very, very moderate in consuming the food. It should not be too much, too less. So in this way, simple sattvic and nutritious diet, I told that you have to think each one which suits to your body and according to your age and all these things. Now, after explaining about this moderation, Bhagavan Krishna in the 18th and 19th shlokas, not going to talk about the what exactly this nature of this dhyana swarupam. Now let us read the 18th shloka. Yada viniyatam chittam atmanyevavatishthate निःस्पृहः सर्वकामेभ्यः युक्त इत्युच्यते तदा. When we can call a person who is well disciplined, well trained his mind. So the definition for the yukta word is given in this shloka mainly. Not only that, as well as here Bhagavan indirectly telling about the Ashtanga Yoga practices. My dear, have you well practiced the Ashtanga Yoga steps? Yada. This yada means when you well practiced the previous steps which I have already spoken to you. But there also Bhagavan just told randomly certain things, but not a systematic step by step teaching as like in the Ashtanga Yoga. So here it is very much essential for us to recollect what are the 8 steps of the Ashtanga Yoga. Without those preparations and the practices, it is very difficult, impossible for a person to make his mind to abide in the contemplation. Difficult to engage that mind in contemplation, difficult. So here, Viniyatam Chittam. Viniyatam means Niyatam, Viniyatam, Viseshena Niyatam. Well controlled, well trained, well cultured. How? By which? In the later one more shloka, Bhagavan is going to tell that Yoga Sevaya. So that word I am taking here and keeping that in the mind, and as well as Yada. When you complete practice well the Ashtanga Yoga, that is the meaning. Then only Yada Tada. The Tada word is there at the end of this shloka. So when means what? When Ashtanga Yoga. Now I will complete the meaning of these words, other words. Then we will discuss about the and recollect the about the Ashtanga Yoga steps. So in that way, Chittam, the mind, Viniyatam, Atmani eva avatishtade, that controlled mind, well disciplined mind. Now, Atmani eva, now it is thinking about the only the Atma Swarupam. Thinking about the Atma Swarupam is the only the Dhyana Swarupam. How can I think what I have to think? That means I must have already heard in Satsangam, in Shravanam, from my Guru, what is the nature of the Atma. So a person who is not heard what is the nature of Atma, how he can think about the Atma? Generally, people are, many tells, I want to do the meditation, I am doing the meditation. So meditation is not a action to do, it is a state of being, it is a noun, be in meditation. And of course, it is a kind of action, but it is a mental activity. Mano vyaparaha eva dhyanam. Mano vyapara. But that dhyanam, mano vyapara means thoughts are there. I already told that in Vedantic meditation we never encourage or support and say that thoughtless state as the Patanjali other Ashtanga Yoga talk. But we are taking only the practical, the beginning portion of the Ashtanga Yoga, not the theoretical aspect, the concluding aspect. So, Atmani eva avatishtade. Already what is Atma, Bhagavan told in the second chapter from 12th shloka to 25th shloka. And there briefly we pointed out as a one topic, Atma Nityaha, Atma Satyaha, Atma Sarvagataha, Atma Akarta, Atma Abhokta, Atma Avinashi, Aprameyaha. Like this, many qualities are the nature of the Atma is told. Now, where in some other places also here and there in the previous chapters. So that's why Lord Krishna, after teaching the 5 chapters, there he told about the nature of the Atma, he told about the nature of the world, he told the nature of the Ishwar also. All the points are touched. After giving that much explanation only, now Bhagavan decided to teach the meditation. That means, you see, before any person wants to do the meditation, how much preparation is needed. Therefore, generally people think and just simply decide, and the teachers also will teach, I am so depressed, so please teach me the meditation. I am so disturbed, please teach the meditation. No. Please remember, friends, a disturbed, distressed mind cannot do the meditation. It is like this best example. A healthy person with the healthy body only can go to the gym to maintain the health. A person who is leg broken, handicapped, or suffering with the spondylosis, or any other major body problem, health problems, cannot go and do the things in the gym. So gym is a place for healthy people to maintain their health. In the same way, the meditation is a gym like for a healthy mind to maintain the health of the mind and improve the health of the mind. Improving the health of the mind means what? By which mind we are able to discover our essential nature Atma. So, Atmani eva avatishtade. It rests, it stays, it sits, and that means it thinks about the Atma only. So, when we say that it stays and it sits, how, where to go? As I go and sit on the particular chair, or on that sofa. Is it like that? No, no. Here, it cannot be done like that because mind is not a object which you carry or take it and keep it in one place, but it is a completely a combination of thoughts. So those thoughts should be properly directed towards the self and think about what is the nature of the self. That's why generally the definition for this contemplation meditation is Vijatiya Pratyaya Anantarita. Without any dissimilar thoughts, Pratyaya means thought, and without any disturbance or interruption in the thoughts, only Sajatiya Pratyaya Pravaha Eva Dhyanam. All similar thoughts and they are flowing very smoothly towards only one goal, one object. Then it is called Sajatiya. So don't think that there will be only single thought. Don't think that there won't be a thought at all. Okay? We don't want thoughtless state. Every day, 6 hours, every one of us are going to the thoughtless state only in sleep. But what is our further later after you wake up from the sleep? Of course, you have your physical and mental rest and everything, but our problems are not solved. Our struggle to interact with the world is not stopped. Our fear to face the future is also not solved. The problem of the mind is mainly this, the fear to face the future. What future? One is actual future, another is imaginary future. Mostly actual future we don't know. When it comes only we know this is this. But mostly we'll imagine about the future and suffer. So we have to find out the remedy for it. How to stop this worrying about the frightening about the future. That point also will come again in the next shloka. So avatishtate, and this person is now, who is able to do that much, is generally nispruha sarva kamebhyaha. Nispruha sarva kamebhyaha means here the thoughts connected to the body mind, or the world and body and mind. The thoughts connected to that. That means in one word to say anatma. The thoughts connected to the anatma are not there, are not many, are not worrying me. Nispruhaha. Spruha means aware of. Nispruhaha, I am not aware of. Or spruhaha means connected with. Nispruhaha means I am not connected. My mind is not connected to the sarva kamebhyaha. Kama means general meaning is desire. Okay. In that way also you can say desire not necessarily by liking. I want it also. Desire means we generally think that the want is called desire. No, no, no. I don't want also is a desire. Okay. This object should not come to me. Okay. That object I want, it should come to me. Both are desire only. That's why the liking and disliking both are desires only. Either raga or dvesha, both are desires. I hate, I want to go away from it, also desire. There also struggle is there. I want it, I like it, but there also there is a struggle, that is also a desire. Therefore, sarva kamebhyaha nispruhaha. So when these two conditions are fulfilled, what are the two conditions? Chit viniyatam chittam atmani eva avatishtate nispruha sarvakamebhyaha. Then he is called yuktaha ityuchyate tada. Then only we can call a person is a well controlled, well trained minded person. His mind is well trained, yukta, balanced, another meaning, controlled, disciplined, committed. Everything can come. That yukta word is very, very powerful. I told already, Bhagwan uses it very often in the Bhagavad Gita. So these are this is called Dhyana Swarupa. Now, here Atmani eva. I already told that the nature of the Atma, again we are going to discuss later. So now my thoughts are only pertained to the Atma. Then only that is called Dhyana. So any other type of meditations are not really called as Dhyanam. Either it should be in the first level Upasana Rupa Dhyanam, or now this Nididhyasana Rupa Dhyanam. Upasana Rupa Dhyanam is related to the Ishta Eka Rupa Devata. That is preparation, good only. For many people it suits in the beginning, but slowly later on you should come to the Nirguna Nirakara Atma-Dhyanam. That Atma-Dhyanam only called here is a Brahmabhyasa Rupa Nididhyasana Samadhi. Okay. Now, after seeing the meaning of this sloka, here let us ponder for some time on the Ashtanga Yoga steps. Even though we heard before, we listened, it is better to again recollect and remember. It will be very useful. Now, what are the Ashtanga Yoga steps? Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi. 8 steps. That's why it is called Ashtanga Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, or Raja Yoga, or Patanjali Yoga. But before this, Patanjali talks about this Yamanima and all these things, Asana, Pranayama, they are all already discussed by the previous Acharyas and the Shastra. But only Patanjali Maharshi put them in a particular order, a systematic way, which he later on expounded. Now, out of these 8 steps, here also some are called external practices, some are called internal practices. Particularly Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, and Pratyahara. These 5 are called external practices, and Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi are called internal practices. Don't combine and get confused, which we talked in the last 2 classes. According to Krishna, the internal and external. Okay, that is one way of looking. Here now, purely you listen and let us look in this way. So, Yama, Niyama. What are these things? One by one, we will briefly recollect. Yama means 5 don'ts. Niyamas means 5 do's. If you want to say in English, the phrase comes do's and don'ts. Or to say still in a some other way in English, the 10 commandments of the Sanatana Dharma. The 10 commandments. Okay, that word is popular regarding to the Bible, no, 10 commandments. So here also we have 10 commandments. Buddha also talked about these 10 commandments. So 5 like that. Then, or if you want to put in another Sanskrit word, Nishedha and Vidhi. But that phrase also, Vidhi Nishedha, they say. Here, Vidhi is Niyamam and Nishedha is the Yamam. Okay? Anyhow, 5. Or still to put in a simple way to grasp it very simply, easily, 5 social disciplines and 5 self-disciplines. So these are the pillars of these 10 are the pillars of the yoga. Without practicing these 10 commandments, Yamanimas, it is impossible for a person to make his mind pure, available, eligible for the Jnana or Dhyana Marga. So it is very, very important, essential. When we say the first yamas or 5 are called social disciplines, that means what? Samanyam, common, means for everybody, in every place, in all the times. So whichever is, they never change again. After 1 century, they will change, or it is not. They are not applicable for certain people in Europe. They are not applicable, or in the South Africa they are not applicable. Oh, no, it is not like that. They are universal, common principles forever. What are they? Number one is ahimsa, following the non-violence. So don't do the any kind of himsa. Is called ahimsa. No himsa, violence. Here, himsa, violence means each topic heading can be discussed for a lengthy period of time, but just I am telling very briefly one or two points. Himsa. Now, violence. Many times people we think that I am not doing any violence. I have no any AK-47 gun or knife or anything. I am not threatening anybody. I am not a terrorist. So I am not doing any himsa. No, no, no. Don't simply say like that and escape. Shastra tells no, himsa means any kind of torturing, creating, injecting a violence, pain in any living being by your uh, by your thought, by your word, and by your action. Manasa vacha karmana. Very important. Just for understanding one example, um, I directly not doing anything himsa, but I encourage through somebody. I engage somebody to create the himsa. Then that is also. Or I just came in my mind in the form of the thought. That is also himsa. Saying some harsh words and uh, injecting a pain in any person or any words can be understood by the person only. So that person, if you talk with anger and with cruelty and using only words, but these words are very, very powerful weapons than the normal weapons sometimes. That's why people will take it very seriously, the words, and they cannot forget that pain which are created, caused by that words of that person. So in that way, there are so many subtle things in this. So himsa. Avoid physical, mental, and verbal uh, injecting of the any pain or killing or any kind of these things. So must be very, very alert in this practice. Ahimsa. Ahimsa paramo dharma, Shastra says. Once a person established in this non-violence principle practice, the entire world becomes his friend. The entire world will feel that practice of ahimsa, that vibration. Even the cruel animals in in his visibility, in his presence, they will forget their cruelty or enmity. They live together. Such a powerful practice, this practice tapas. It is a kind of tapas, ahimsa tapas. Then the second is satyam, truth. Here we said which you are not supposed, which you have to avoid. No, it here avoid means anruta varjanameva satyam. When it is said speak truth, be truthful, means anrutam. Avoid saying the false or lies. Now here also there are so many intricacies in this. Even though it is the truth, you need not to speak the truth always to everybody, everywhere. is the meaning is actually inner. Don't speak lie, false. But if you don't speak the truth, no problem. But don't speak the lie. Keep quiet. Keep quiet. Because if you say every truth to everyone, everywhere, all this, it is a create a problem. Even though it is true. That's why there are many other points are mentioned about it. Satyam bhruyat priyam bhruyat na bhruyat apriyam. If you want to convey the truth, that also should convey in a polite and sweet and painless manner. If somebody is interested and he gets pleased by speaking apriyam, for his sake, don't speak apriyam. Apriyam means untruth. So, if you don't speak anything, that is better. But if at all you want to speak, speak the truth, but don't speak the false. And these intricacies are called dharma sukshma. Just for example, to understand this, in Mahabharata Yuddha, Bhagavan Lord Shri Krishna acted in some places as though he is making Dharmaraja to tell the lie, but it is not the lie. Okay, only at the outer level it looks like that. When they plan to kill the Ashwadhama, it is only possible when Dronacharya uh, go away, not participating in the this thing, or how to stop the Dronacharya not to participate in this war. Only by when Ashwadhama goes away and Dronacharya will put his weapons down. This they know, Pandavas know, Krishna know. Now what to do? In one occasion, Bhagavan Sri Krishna uh, taken this opportunity of the situation. There is in one particular situation, okay, uh, Dharmaraja, Krishna asked Dharmaraja, shout loudly, Ashwathama hataha kunjaraha. What is the secret in this? Ashwathama killed kunjaraha. So you tell that Ashwathama killed loudly, but really Ashwathama not killed. There is one elephant whose name is called Ashwathama, and you say softly, Kunjaraha. See, now whether this is the lie or true, it is true only. Ashwadhama named elephant died, but the only what Krishna made Dharmaraja to say, you say loudly, which is heard even to the Dronacharya, but you say Atah Kunjaraha in a soft voice. So the purpose is served. Purpose is served, but it is not the lie. Then, by hearing that, Dronacharya sat quiet. Anyhow, work done. So, in this way, for the sake of dharma, to protect the dharma, sometimes you need to tell the lie, because to conquer the adharma, you have to use a little bit of small amount of adharma only. If you want to remove the nail which is stuck in your leg, foot, okay, uh, you have to use the again a thorn, or you have to use the another thorn in the same way. So, ahimsa satyam, satyam, speaking the truth. Why these things are called universal? Because if everybody follow the non-violence, the whole world, all the people, society can live harmoniously. That's why it is a social discipline followed by an individual but helpful for the entire society. Yes or no? So in that way, now tell me, speaking this truth or the ahimsa, human beings, we people want only in one particular place, only to particular people, or only in particular time. No, every one of us wants. It is still so simple to say all these principles comes under dharma, values. Vyasacharya tells dharma, definition for dharma in a very simple way. This is like this, my dear. Dharma means whatever you like by the others to do to you, you do them to others. Whatever you don't like by doing by others doing to you, which you don't like, that you don't do to others. This is called dharma. Now tell me, if anybody tells the lies, do you like it? If anybody cheats you by telling lies, do you like it? Or if anybody shouts at you, criticizes at you, and abused you, or did some hurt on, created some hurt to you, do you like it? No. So it is so natural. Don't do for others also. Then the third principle, Yama, is asteya, non-stealing. Never steal, never be covetous to steal away others' things, others' objects, property, name, or even fame, all these things. Let us see what it means. Here also again we'll get doubt. I am not a thief. I am not a decoy. I never do stealing as the thieves do. No, no. Again here, in very, very subtle manner, if you think, if you are taking or desiring or saying word, manasa vasha karamana everywhere, illegally, illegal, illegitimate claim of any others' property, objects, and their name, anything, it is called stealing. Legitimate, illegal, desire or claim of taking away the others' property, objects, or the even others' wife or children, this kidnap and all that also, are desiring for the other's woman, others, somebody's wife. These are all stealing only. Still, I will tell you in a simple and subtle way. Lord Krishna already told that if anybody eats the food without offering to me, that food is a stolen food. He is eating a stolen food. He is a thief. Stena eva saha. Because this food today in my plate came because of many people's help. There are so many unknown, invisible people, starting from the farmer, the trade people, wholesale, retail, and the vendor, the person bringing home, getting all, how many are there in between, the transportation. To all of them, I must be grateful and show the gratitude. Without showing any gratitude for which you are getting from others, then you enjoy them, then you are a thief. What simple other way you want for this? You can think a lot on each every this subheading. Still, using others' objects without their permission, even though using the others' objects by permission, you take it, and they forgotten that they have given to you, but you remember, but you don't like to give it them back. Stealing. Same way, somewhere in one shop or like that, you have no change. That person shopkeeper says, when you come next time, you give me the 10 rupees. And next time we go, but that shopkeeper not noted anywhere because he need to tell like this to 10, 15 people where he remembers. He believes on us and he have a confidence. So he said, you give me 10 rupees next time. He didn't remember, he didn't ask me, but I remember. And even though I remember, and if I'm not ready to give it back, then I am a thief. So in this way, we can think each and everything in so many angles in a day-to-day life. All these things will make a hmm, change in our mind. They are all very important. They makes a lot of difference. Such a mind only can be pure. If any kind of these traces of cheating, stealing, telling lies and himsa bhavam, your mind is so corrupted. Your mind is so much corrupted by the virus. You know what is virus? Vital resources are under siege. Virus. If you take one word, vital uh, resources are under siege. So must be very careful. So in this way, asteya. Then the fourth one is called aparigraha, non-possessing, non-accumulation. Don't be greedy. Don't be greedy. And keep on accumulating and accumulating and desiring and desiring. I have now plenty enough more than what I required, but I never share with others. I never bother about the people who doesn't have. This accumulation and possessing nature. Possession is of two kinds, which I already told to you. One is uh, relations also a possession, possessions also a relation, possessions also a possessions. We call them as one is the wet garbage, another is a dry garbage. These relations are actually wet garbage. They won't go that much easily, sticky. But dry garbage outside things are lifeless, so that is much easier to. But when you both are dangerous, because altogether, what more you possess, more you feel burdened. More you possess, more you suffer. Therefore, less luggage is more comfort. Less luggage. This luggage is not only external. That's why externally how much we accumulate, that all is becomes a burden to the mind. Ultimately, with your all possessions, relations, money, everything, who is worrying? Who is bothering about it? About its security, about its safety, all that mind has to be. So mind is so much preoccupied with these possessions. So we must have that enough of it. Enough of it. If I, but by God's grace, by any other my prarabdha, if I am getting more, you distribute, you give, never accumulate. Okay. Otherwise, it becomes a burden for the spiritual growth, and they turn into as the vasanas and imprints. Even they make you to suffer, and this burden will come even to the next life to you, along with you. Therefore, asteyam and aparigraham, non-possessive nature. Don't be greedy. That is the problem, no, in the world. The richest, so much riches, how much you want. You can keep enough and you enjoy, you be luxuriously live. But many are having more than what they require and more than what they cannot manage also. Then lastly, the fifth yama is called brahmacharyam. Brahmacharya. Brahmacharyam general meaning is called following the celibacy. Who is not married also is called brahmachari, and all these things. They can also taken correct only, but what about the brahmachari means bachelor, unmarried. That is not the meaning at all. Who is having a perfect total control on all his senses is called brahmacharya vratam, following brahmacharya vratam. The entire total discipline of the five senses. In that specifically, particularly again, is the sexual desire be under control. And again here, the rule is never thought of having a illegal, illegitimate relationship with any opposite sex. Clear? Illegal, illegitimate relationship or any kind of thoughts about the opposite sex, because it is applicable for both male and female. Okay, this is the another biggest cause for the crimes in the world. People, because of this no body, this uh, attraction towards the opposite sex, they do lots of crimes. Lots of crimes. They suffer later, they make others to suffer. This is another meaning. But otherwise, you say, because if everybody follows these five principles, I'm not taking the Vedantic meaning here. Whose mind is revels in the Brahman is called Brahmachari, that is called Brahmacharya Vratam. But here, when we say it is universal, all these five principles, now you think again and ponder on them, come to know, yes, because one person is not following that, it is a problem. He creates a problem in the society, because we are a social animals living together. So my spiritual growth and the other person's spiritual growth, all they are interdependent. So uh, then we must think in that way. Yeah, I'm not alone staying or sitting in the cave or on the mountain. That's why these are called five social disciplines, yamas. Then comes the next five social self-disciplines are called niyamas. In that, individual person, okay, if you practice. How much to practice? It differs to person. So these called five Vishesha dharmas. Specifically, person to person it will change, time to time, place to place. But in it is for the individual growth, that is for the social growth. The social growth things are common principles of values should be followed by everybody. Now here in the niyamas, the first one is called shaucham. Cleanliness is told as the first principle, because the cleanliness is the next to the godliness. Cleanliness of the internal mind and external body and your surroundings also. So if I keep myself clean, isn't it? I feel healthy. Of course, it helps for my next neighbor or person who is sitting at the side of me. If I am stinking, it is a problem for him. But mostly it is useful for me. Taking 2 times bath in any weather condition, unless I am bedridden. So taking the bath, all these cleanliness things, using the washed clothes, small things. Most of these things we know, okay, but we forget about the cleanliness of the mind and the surroundings because we don't know how to keep our mind clean as we clean our house and as we clean our body every day. There is a need for the mind also to clean every day because mind is also a kind of invisible object only. It becomes rusty. It filled with the negativities and all kinds of bad habits and thinking and all that. So by thought for giving the thought for the day, by by participating in the Shravanam Satsangam, we can keep our mind clean. It is also a day-to-day process. It is a copper vessel. If you are not cleaning every day, it won't shine. And if you leave it as it is for a few days and few months, then it completely becomes rusty and turn into dark color. And if you want to clean that time, it takes lot of time. You should put lot of efforts to clean it. In the same way, once if the mind is accumulated with lot of negativities and wrong emotions, thoughts, and all that notions, it's difficult. So therefore, internal cleanness, that is mind and the body, all that. Many things are told for that. Actually, for internal cleanliness only, the karma yoga, mind cleanliness only, and upasana also. So this is very important. Cleanliness and environmental cleanliness, of course. Now every scientist, every nation worrying and talking about it, shouting about it, the environmental, okay, be eco-friendly, take care of the environmental protection, pollution, this, that, all are getting polluted. Why? Because here the mind is polluted. The person doesn't have any sense or the conscious of the surroundings. So very important. I should be clean first, my mind should be clean first, my thought should be clean, then only I can take care of the external cleanliness also. Otherwise, I eat anywhere the banana and throw the peel on the road. I eat the pan and I spit anywhere. What is this habit? Educated people also, not only uneducated, everybody, because there is no common sense is not functioning. But they call themselves so-called educated and modern people. It doesn't work because inside mind is dirty. So cleanliness, then comes the santosham. Learn to be happy right now. Be content. Santosha means not the happiness because of something. I got something today special for eating, for enjoying, for wearing. Not that kind of happiness. Whatever is there now, today available, with that I am content. Actually, santosham, the translation we have to give a contentment, tripti, tripti. If there is no contentment, how much you may have, you always feel still there is a incompleteness. That's why there is always a desire and more uh, anxiousness and anxiety about. That means be content means then I need not to work hard. I need not try for the more and better. No, no, no. You can do. That is only told in the four shlokas before, no? Uddhared atmanatmanam atmanam avasadayet. Lift yourself by yourself. Have the self-confidence and self-effort is required. That's why after telling about this contentment means inner leisureness, inner calmness, quietness. Let me say thanks for the God, whatever He has provided to me right now, without finding any whatever is not there with me, all that. Whatever is there, that means be as a optimist, never be as a pessimist. Never say that the tumbler is half empty. Learn to say that tumbler is half full. That is the attitude. And try for better and good. Nobody said don't try for. That's why the third niyama given as the tapas. Otherwise, you may become lazy. Shastra told be content. I am not interested. I don't want to try. I believe only in my faith. Okay, nihilism. I don't want to put an effort. Even I put the efforts. If my fate is like that, I no, no, never be like that. You have a tapas. Tapas means here. I will tell you simply. Hard work is called tapas. Hard work. You have to earn by hard work. You have to save them with hard work. Everywhere, put your efforts forward, either in the material world or in the religious practices or in the spiritual path. You need to put efforts. You must work hard. Without working by yourself, no one can help you in this world, including the God. Including the God. I have to track my path and I have to walk by myself. No one can help individual. That means Guru, Shastra, parents, they're all helping. But ultimately, who is the decider? I want to walk in this righteous path, in the right direction, for this higher goal. Who is the decider? Ultimately, I am. Parents are telling many things and teacher telling many things, Shastra telling many things. But ultimately, I have to take them. I have to accept, yes, this is for my good. Unless I decide and take decision, even if God comes in front of me, God will fail. This is what happened in the Duryodhana and Dhritarashtra's case. Duryodhana and Dhritarashtra also are seeing and talking with the Krishna. They know Krishna's character, nature and everything. And Krishna tried to convey them also and went as the ambassador and everything. But what Duryodhana and Dhritarashtra told, and they never changed. They are not ready to change. So two things are required for a person. We must be ready to change ourselves. Then we must improve the capacity to change. Readiness is first thing, and improving that capacity caliber is the second stage. That's why Duryodhana said, even though I know what is dharma and what is adharma, but I am not going back from the adharma and I am not going to vote for the dharma. He clearly says in Mahabharata, and he puts that blame on the somebody who is sitting in my heart that God is propelling. That means what? He is simply telling like that, but he doesn't want to change. He doesn't want to give up his ego, his rajoguna, his possessing, his greediness. All these things are the cause. So he got ruined, completely destroyed. So in this way, now conclusion, the last one. After the uh, tapas and two more are there. Swadhyaya. Now, what I spoken to you this 1 or 2 minutes is Swadhyaya only. Swadhyaya can be interpreted in so many ways. One is a self-study. One is about the self-inquiry. Okay, Swadhyayam, self-study, self-inquiry. To say self-effort is called Swadhyaya. That effort, that my practices and all my things which I am doing in the name of religion, in the name of the religious, spiritual practices, ultimately they must take me towards this royal path or the goal, moksha, brahmajnanam. So that's why ultimately everything, all the rivers leading towards the one ocean, like that, everything should culminate and come back. Make my mind abide on the truth, the self. That's called Swa Adhyaya. And if I am having all these qualities, 9, and I am practicing some of them, but still I should not feel proud that I am following this, I am doing this. That ego can raise its head anytime. You must be very careful. For that purpose, the last fifth one or 10th one, it is told Ishvara Pranidhanam. Surrender to the Lord. Everything offer to the Lord and pray. Remember, say thanks because, oh Lord, because of you, your grace, your support, I am able to follow these good things in my life. So, Ishvara Pranidhanam, always remembering that higher energy and the power which is guiding us, which is guiding us. So, with this, I will conclude now. Other points of the Ashtanga Yoga we will discuss in the next class, because all this recollection of the Ashtanga Yoga is very, very useful. Then only you will understand what Lord Krishna is going to tell in the further coming slokas. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Hari Om. That's it.